Find functional hilarity at the Biffa Emporium. Girl, it's what I heard. Allegedly, it's just the word. Allegedly, it's on the street. Allegedly, I sing to the beat. Allegedly, lee, lee, lee. Allegedly, lee, lee, lee. Allegedly, lee, lee, lee. Allegedly.
So Jason Lee was the one who had Momo's sex tape. Oh, God, Monice gonna say my grandmother is a doctor. I fact-checked. Child, unless you done taken your sorry ass to medical school, you don't know shit. Now, Princess told Monice, you had a baby by a man who doesn't care about you or the child. But that's a fact. Monice, you can't get mad at the truth. Oh, geez, these are some long-winded fuckers. They going back. Can we just skip to the next part? Because they are going on and on about shit that happened 4 to 5 years ago. This is part 1. I didn't hear nothing about part 1. Does the tea get good? We could watch Pose for this. They put Monice on Prozac when she was 7 months pregnant. This is quite a story. That mama sound like she got some shit with her. I can't believe it. Melissa Ford asked a really good question. She took 10 minutes to get it out. But Monice, why you on Love and Hip Hop if you got situational depression? You don't need that shit. Oh, okay, so this is that interview where she was talking about selling the drugs, but now she's going into the custody shit that she's having with him, and he's insisting on taking Cameron to the snow, and Monice ain't having it. And apparently they do have an ironclad custody agreement. She said Cam was sleeping at a trap house, honey. Lil Fizzlepop out here slinging it. So Lil Fizzlepop been really pulling it. He's been poisoning Cam's mind against Monique. I'm sure it don't take much effort, but when she pick him up, he cussing her out. Okay, all this child custody drama should have been on the show. So Drew pulled it. Monique called him and was like, okay, if you want to go with your dad to the snow, go with your dad to the snow so that way you know I ain't keeping you from his ass. So she's talking about all the places in Chicago Fizz had him at his mama's house, at Apryl's house, at April's mama's house. Fizz ain't got no house, though. Jason asked, why don't Fizz have a house? Monique said, I don't know. Oh, so Cam was lying about being around Apryl because he thought Monice didn't want him to be around Apryl because of what happened between Fizz and Omarion. She don't even know what happened between Fizz and Omarion. Oh, this is getting good. And now Apryl is Auntie Mommy. Because if Omarion's Uncle O, then that's Auntie Apryl. Now it's Mommy Apryl. Auntie Mommy. Auntie Mommy. So Monice thought that Apryl and Fizz were just pulling a stunt, that they weren't actually sleeping together. This is way back when that Instagram kerfuffle was going on. Ah, so she was just building a relationship with Apryl at this time, but apparently one of Apryl's friends slept with Lil Fizzlepop back in the day. However, she wouldn't go into detail on her sex life with Fizz. She's like, I don't even remember his penis. And she probably don't. He gives me an unmemorable tea. Oh, and so Apryl was questioning Monice about her issue with her and her baby daddy, and she had Cameron in the room, and Monice didn't know. And then the son starts messaging her, and he's like, why are you being mean to Apryl? Ooh, oh child, they playing with the kid on this one. This too much. Where was this during the damn show? Mona, you slipping. I always knew Fizz wasn't shit, but we didn't know he was this kind of ain't shit. We just thought Momo was crazy. So Jason Lee's like, so you know for a fact Apryl sells her vagina since you haven't lied about anything, like everything's checking out. So where is Apryl selling this puss? Probably Instagram. You can buy anything on Instagram. Ah! She said, look, all I know is she slept with a couple guys and they pay a couple bills and Fizz happens to be one of them. And Jason comes in with a great question. Now, Fizz ain't got place to first. He ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. How he paying Apryl bills? Oh, now Monice is friends with the girl that Fizz was on marriage boot camp with. And I'm sorry, that wasn't no kind of relationship. So Momo's like, look, Fizz, you can date whoever you want, just don't bring your hussies around my child. I get that. I mean, you went and found a great father figure for Cameron in AD. Y'all remember AD, that Bieber-looking lesbian she runs with? Oh, now she's focused on her music and it did well? Where? Who has heard her music? Anybody in the chat heard her music? Anybody in the chat? I saw one person say they heard it today, and somebody else said, well, they heard Hey Days Week, Hey Days Week, in the key of Every Man Wants a Woman. Kind of like a Nene moo. According to Momo, Fizz didn't pursue a friendship with Apryl until after she was single. They got together and started to fuck to hurt Omarion. Meanwhile, you can't hurt somebody that don't give a shit. So good luck on that. So is Apryl pregnant? Momo's mama called Fizz and he denied the pregnancy. And now Fizz lying about talking to Omarion and saying everything good with him dating Apryl, and he ain't talked to Omarion because Omarion don't fuck with them. I think Omarion like, look, we can get on stage together, but other than that, we keeping it business. So Monice's biggest issue is Apryl and Fizz keep telling Cameron to lie to her, and she's like, look, I just need to know what's going on in my kid's life. And they're giving him scripts and spiels and whatnot, and it all sounds very plausible. Child, she said Fizz is not a good father, there's an abuse tea, and Monice said the only reason Fizz got custody is because her and her mom fell out and she lied on her. So you see, you got too many enemies. You fighting your mama, you fighting Fizz. Because I remember I saw a video of her mama on live and she was just dogging you. I couldn't have forgiven it. All right, on to part 2, honey. It is getting juicy. Ooh, she said Fizz was chasing J-Boog around community college, so he had class when he served her about the custody shit. So Fizz said, oh, well, you didn't go to court, so I won by default, so I can take him and never bring him back. And she told us at first he denied that baby was his. Now, I believe that because from the streets of New York all the way out to Vegas, it doesn't matter if you're rich or semi-famous, because you can't get someone pregnant in the anus. No, you can't get someone pregnant in the anus. Yeah. So the police come. Fizz has apparently tackled Monice because she was tearing shit up, because she got bloodied from busting out windows or something. And her father was like, look, let me handle it. And I think whenever you let your family handle shit, that's when things go wrong if your name is Monice Slaughter. Because quiet as it's kept, you just should have put his ass in jail. That would have straightened him right out. Child, Pete got up and ran across the bed like he was late for work. What? She said Fizz crashed his Mercedes into an apartment building because he fell asleep at the wheel. Child, that'll take you out. Even Masika knew 2 years ago that Fizz and Apryl were carrying on. I'm not surprised. I mean, that best friend shit, I never really bought it. But then again, I kind of did because I just figured, you know, a fag and his hag. Somebody just said anybody can afford a C-Class Benz. Okay, since anybody can afford a C-Class Benz, let's go on and get that GoFundMe going to get me a C-Class, because I can't. If somebody gave me a Mercedes, I'd move my happy ass to Jersey and rent this joker out. Now, Monice has alluded to them turning her child against her, but she won't say it. She's like, I never said that. I never said that. Don't put words in my mouth. Very smart. She's a very smart girl. You know, it seems like Monice the Neglectful may not be Monice the Neglectful. I'll have to come up with another name for her because she still ain't shit. Maybe Monice the ain't shit. Cameron in summer school, he having a hard time with his education, and when he's withdrew for the week, Lil Fizz pop, he ain't turning in his homework. And at that age, you do gotta do it with him, which is why I'm not gonna have children. Please, I'm sick of doing my own damn homework. I ain't about to sign up for some second grader shit. Nah, I'll say this. Monice, your kid may be a little bad at schoolwork right now, but he's smart. All the things that you're saying, oh, I'm not mad that, you went to talk to your dad. I'm not mad that Apryl came over. Like, you're lying to him and he can pick up on it. Maybe that's why he feels it's okay to lie to you, because you're like, oh, as long as you're taking care of it's fine. And I get that and you get the bigger picture, but no, this shit is bothering you, which is why you're mentioning it, which is why you're describing her outfit and like, oh, she showed up in, a tank top with no bra and some boxer shorts, aka she showed up looking fucked out. That's what you were saying. And it does bother you, and he's your son. He lives with you. He can tell when you're upset, and maybe you need to give him a little more credit and be like, it's complex. I'm not upset with you. I'm not really upset with them. I'm just upset with the way my life is working out. I don't know, but tell them something closer to the truth, because I could see, like, it's like you're saying, oh, I'm fine, I'm fine. You're not fine. And everybody can see you ain't fine. It's a read, read, read. She gave a read, read, read. Babe, that's a read, 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 read. I can't take advice from a bitch who's doing worse with her baby daddy than I am. On today's episode of we gotta play that back. All right, now we get into the tank shit. Hold on, y'all, I gotta change the battery. Now, I'm gonna try to find this Tank interview that she's responding to. Oh, God, Tank is exhausting. So he said he was at a party and she was giving him the eye. And then brought in a few of the homies and said, oh my goodness, I need to put on a condom to listen to this. I can't. Ooh. What a Players Club Ebony T. Oh God, no. Haven't we canceled his ass for this? Okay. Now, she supposedly had a conversation with him about a group thing, but then decided to backpedal before her pussy was popped. I don't know if I believe this story, because he just said, fellas, what? What? Now, Monice may give me, a sexually free tea, but I don't know if I see her catching a train. Especially with the kind of ilk Tank hangs out with, because, child, you C-list R&B your damn self. Ooh. I don't know if this seems plausible. This seems like something you would read in, like, a ghetto penthouse magazine. Okay, so he gave her an enema so he could eat her ass. That's what that whole, oh, I cleaned her up a little bit meant. That you trying to eat ass. Ain't nothing wrong with it, but, okay. And we're supposed to believe this story. You checking out balloon knots. Balloon knots. It's like a gay man telling a straight story. It doesn't read. And neither do you. Oh my God, Chris is in the chat and he said, Melissa Ford got a lot of nerve to be laughing when her pussy's been passed around more than an hors d'oeuvre plate at a Christmas party. At Anderson Cooper's. Wait, no, at a straight person's house, because the sissies don't be eating. Oh, God, so then after they fall asleep post-coitus, he wakes up and thinks, this was a mistake. I think this is about the night he slept with Chris Brown. Maybe 50 Cent, but not Monice. You know who he sounds like right now? You know who? John from Southern Charm, New Orleans, whenever he feigns heterosexual. I mean, he's the type to say, oh, you can't call me, man. Only females can call me on this phone. Oh, and then he said she left a little piece of dress over so that she'd have to come back. Well, honestly, she said she left, because Tank is now a she to me. She said she left with a t-shirt and her panties on. Really? You gonna quote Adina like that? T-shirt and her panties on? Who leaves somebody's house with a t-shirt and then again, everybody ain't in New York, so I guess you can get in your car and pull in the garage and it ain't that big of a deal. But I ain't doing it. Oh, God. So now he gonna say his neighbor told him Monice was stopping by unannounced at all hours saying she's pregnant and looking for a dress. You might need to go into comedy because this is getting kind of funny. Now I feel like we're just listening to a tall tale around the campfire. He has gone on for 7 minutes about these sexual I mean, this is a bottom trying to pass. Textbook. You ever want to know what it looks like? This is it. This is it. How long does this go on? Now he says she came by with a friend and he threw the dress out the window. Really, girl? Okay. I don't think you'd let a good garment go to waste like that. But that's just me. Honestly, I think he's doing all of this. I think he is pulling all of these stops and stunts because she wouldn't eat his ass. And you know he likes his ass eaten, and I could see her being like, And honestly, you give me a Charmin tea, so it'd probably be Lenny as fuck back there anyway. Talking about inspecting balloon knots. Oh, God. So now Monice came by with her friends and egged Tank's new house because he moved because he was scared of her. What is this, like a thin line between love and a shitty plot line? You want to be on Love and Hip Hop, don't you? This is your pitch to Mona. Oh, God, now she threw a brick through his window. This is getting tedious. I'm ready to get back to Monice, but I need to hear everything. I'm doing this for y'all. Well, you know, I don't even know where to go with this story. I don't know where to go. He said there was a note on the brick. They needed to fuck again. She was this obsessed with his dick. And he said, you know, the pussy was good. I don't think it was worth all this, but it was good. Are you for real? Are you? He's been going on about this girl for 12 minutes. See, this is why I keep my business out the street. Out the street. And the host who looks like he has to pay for pussy keeps piping up. Child, don't nobody want your ass. Now she's fucked up his car at 17 and 25 minutes in. I'm gonna give him another minute and then we gonna go back to Momo. And now she's burned fuck you into his lawn. So we gonna go back to Monice. So back with Momo, she said, look, I was 18 going on 19 and I was the getaway driver for the fuck you grass burning. Well, I'm glad I made it that far, so at least we know what we're gonna cover. 2 men in her life, her father and this big brother figure, told her, girl, you 18 and Tank is a grown bottom, you don't want those problems. But she ain't listen. So she said there was no trained tea. Oh, God, this is an 11-year-old story. Ooh, you should be ashamed of yourself because honestly, that's the last famous push you got. Except for Dwight Howard. But we'll get to that at another time. So Tank's giving her the ha, I hurt your feeling face. And Monice is like, okay. She quietly rolls down the window and gives him the baptism before security can rush in. I mean, ain't no security, but this is how she trained for Love and Hip Hop. She always able to get that first bop in like a young K. Michelle. What? Now Floyd done... Listen to me, Floyd. Now, they both kind of give you a pit bull tea. So now Tank done turned around and clipped their car and made them crash into a tree. Wouldn't there be a record of this accident? Honey, I'm starting to not believe either of them. To me, this is turning into a radio play. Child, ain't nobody in the chat believing this shit either, honey. Let's get to something real. I'm getting bored. I'm about to say, okay, enough out of you. I'm officially fast forwarding through the Tank part of this interview. We done gotten some of the tea, but now y'all just making shit up as you go along. Hell, I do that already. Oh, God, they're going on and on about Tank. I think that's it. I think I've spent like a good hour and a half listening to this, and that's all I got in me. So we're done. That was a good interview for a minute until they just started making shit up. Then it's like, okay, child, I gotta go. Well, I'll see you soon for something.
Alleged what? Alleged who? Allegedly. Allegedly. Don't blame, don't sue. Allegedly. Allegedly.
So as my mugs say, tell a kin, tell a friend, tell that heifer you hate to head over to the Biffa Emporium for a cute collection of hoodies and mugs. Link below.